What's up, guys? Today in the shop, we got a project I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's the first motorcycle we have on the channel, and it's definitely an interesting one. We're gonna cut this thing up, so let's get started. So I've had this bike for a few years, and it's been something I've been wanting to get to. I keep putting it off. I have all these other jobs I got to get through, and don't really get to do a lot of projects for myself. So finally deciding to get around to this thing, and I think we gotta maybe get it out of here first. I don't think we'll need that. Time for plan B. All right, Bill, go ahead. Perfect. When I first got this bike, I was kind of hoping to restore it, but unfortunately, once I got into it a little farther, I kind of realized that it was kind of beyond restoration. I mean, the fuel tank is completely gone, and unfortunately, so is the frame. So I kind of put it off to the side of the garage and almost kind of forgot about it, and then I came up with this idea of just building the frame for it. So I always loved the way these forks are. I mean, you don't really see anything with this style of fork, this nice, cool stamp steel look. So I'm gonna cut this bike off at the neck. I'm gonna use the forks, I'm gonna use the engine, and then just kind of go from there. I mean, I'm gonna roll with it and see what happens. I'd love your input as I go along. I mean, I'm only gonna get a little bit done in this video, but this is gonna be kind of an ongoing project. So if there's anything you guys think you'd like to see on it, give me a shout. I'm not a bike builder. So if you guys have any advice too, if any of you build bikes for a living or have done this before, definitely let me know if you see anything I'm doing wrong or if you've seen something I should do different, and just want to have some fun with this thing, so let's see what happens. So first things first, before we get into it, I kind of want to at least make sure it has good compression. I hate to go crazy on this thing just to find out, it needs a cylinder or something. These motors are pretty hard to get parts for. They only made them in the 60s. It's a Honda Dream 150. So it's kind of an interesting motorcycle, but let's get a compression test done and see what we got. All right, well, it's a little on the low end, but kind of what I expected for a bike that's been sitting around. I'm willing to bet the rings are a little bit stuck, but I'd say it's within a range that I feel comfortable going farther with this. So I want to get the motor pulled out of this thing, and then I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to cut it off right at the neck and try to make a jig maybe to put the frame on and kind of start bending up some tube and go from there. So I got the neck all cleaned up. Ready to weld. We got the forks, a couple of the top pieces for the clamps, and the motor. So I'm pretty much chucking all of that. So I guess the next step is I'm going to try to build kind of like a frame jig. So I plan on using this long 2x4 box tubing here, and then going to kind of put an upright like that, and I got a hole measured, and that's right where the axle is going to go. So that'll kind of get my front ride height set up, and then from there I'll just kind of measure the angle on the forks, get it lined back up with how I had it before. I kind of want to stick with the same rake that I had before. So I'm going to set that and then start welding up some frame tubes. Well, that's it, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. I think maybe next video we'll start building the frame out. I kind of want to do it similar to like the old board track racer style, where the top frame rail is above the gas tank and it's nice and flat right across the top, and then it curves down, and then the seat will be behind that, and then the gas tank will be between the top frame rail, and then I'll have like a secondary frame rail that'll support the top of the engine here. Kind of excited to get into this thing. I mean, I haven't really built anything like this ever. You know, I've done a lot of go-karts, I've done a lot of cars, and I've never really gotten into a motorcycle. So I'm anxious to hear from you guys. If you have any advice at all, like I said, I'm not really a bike builder, and this is just kind of new territory for me. But I don't know, I think we're off to a pretty good start. Hey, if you guys like this, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. Hey, as always, thanks for watching In the Shop.